Hi everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm here to bring you my Simply Saturday card video. We are on video number 34 for this series, and I've got something pretty easy to do. You've probably seen it before, but again, I like showcasing DSP, and now this is to showcase both sides of it. So I hope that you'll like these cards. They only take minutes to make. Great card to use DSP, great card to do when you don't have a lot of time, and a great card to do to like mass produce, like for birthday cards and different things like that. So anyway, I'll be showing you that in a minute, but I do want to tell you that Stampin' Up has their sale, buy a suite, get a suite 50% off, or any product that is in a suite has to be in a suite, and you can get 50% off. Say you want a suite, but you only want one, but you would like to have a bundle that's in a different suite, like the stamp sets and the dies or whatever. And so you can order that die set out of the other suite, just the die set if that's all you wanted, and you would get 50% off of the die set, the bundle. So you can do things that way. It's very, you have to strategically plan this, because if you're ordering one suite and you want to get a suite for half price, and you end up putting a bundle on there that's with another suite, you're going to pay full price for both of the suites and only get half price item would be your bundle that you ordered by itself if that belonged to a suite, because it comes that you get the 50% off your lowest priced item. So if I was ordering suites, I would order my suite with my suite for 50% off. And if you only want one suite and one half price one, go ahead and order that, and then place another order for your dies and stuff, because that way you don't get, you make sure you get the most out of your buck with the suites. If you have any problems with that, just shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to help you with that. And that brings me to, if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator, especially, you know, if you need my help and stuff like that. I would love to do that so that you could be able to order from me. And same way with, if you decide to join Stampin' Up, I'd love for you to join my team. And I'm always looking to grow my team, you know, as doing a business and things like that. So wanted to let you know that. And we will have some new online exclusives out next month for you. There are some really cute ones. There's some Halloween. There's, I think, Christmas, and a fall set that you can use for fall. It's not like designated just for fall, but it can be used for fall. And then it has some everyday sets in it and stuff like that. So very cute. I think you'll enjoy it. That comes out the 1st of next month. So with all that being said, and me out of breath from talking that fast, and I don't know why I talk that fast, but I did. But with all that being said, I am going to get ready to turn my camera, but I have one announcement to make. It is a very important announcement to me. I have not shared it on Facebook yet. I've shared it with a couple friends, and that I know Stampin' Up knows it because I saw it in my reports. And I just want you to know that I have hit my $100,000 in career sales with Stampin' Up. With that being said, what that means is I've sold $100,000 retail value stamps since I joined 11 years ago. Yeah, it took me 11 years because I didn't work this as a business all the time. That's only happened in the last couple years. But, you know, I did do classes and ordered my supplies and different things like that. And I had some customers and all that, but working it as a business, I've just been doing that as of late. And so I'm very pleased to say I have my $100,000 in sales. And with that comes a good bonus to me from Stampin' Up. In product, of course, but that's okay. I'll take product. I love to stamp. So I just wanted to let you all know that. I want to thank each and every person that has ever ordered from me in the last 11 years, because without those orders, I wouldn't be here today announcing what I'm announcing. And I really appreciate that. And just thank you from the bottom of my heart that you've done that. And I hope you continue to do that, because now I can work on my next 100,000. And I hope it doesn't take 11 years, because I don't know if I have that long in me to do all this, because I have a big birthday coming up next Tuesday. So if you want to know what that big birthday is, I'll just tell you to count 7 decades. 7 decades. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? But that's my big birthday. And I'm happy to be able to celebrate it. I'm happy to be able to tell my age, because you know what? I am happy that I've lived that many years. And I'm happy that I have the health that I have, the family that I have, and I will celebrate my birthday with much happiness and joy. So, and that's on no, it's on Wednesday. My birthday's on Wednesday. My husband's birthday's the day before. That's on Tuesday. I'll be doing my my Tuesday video on his birthday, and he'll be 72. So he has a big birthday too, because he's older than me, and I've rubbed that into him for 53 years. So yeah, he's going to celebrate his birthday Tuesday, and I'll celebrate mine Wednesday, or we'll celebrate them together one or the other day. It's what we've always done. Doesn't matter which day, you know, birthday's birthday. So anyway, we got a lot of good things happening. Have my grandson's graduation party well, Saturday, which is, you're watching this on Saturday. It's today. And so I'm very happy. Oh, I just got a message pop up on my computer. I'm like, what is that? But anyway, we're just happy to be celebrating him tomorrow for his graduation from high school, and his joining the Coast Guard. And he won't be leaving till October because of what he's going in for. They have kind of a wait list, I think, and they told him it'd be about around October before he'll be able to leave. So anyway, we got him around for a little bit longer and that, but you know, he's grown up into a nice, fine young man, and I'm very proud of him, and I'll be happy to celebrate him tomorrow. So I'm going to get to my card now. Cards are easy. It's not going to take us but a few minutes to make these. In fact, I cut out 3. I might make all 3 cards here in just a minute, just to show you different DSPs that I used for that. So let me turn the camera around so that we'll be able to see all that. Hope my table's not real messy now. I was looking at actually my desk behind this table. So there we are. Let's see how that looks on the screen. If not, I will move the camera down a little bit more. I'm getting ready to bring it up on my screen so that I can see it. There we go. I can bring my camera down just a little bit. Let me make that bigger. And there we go. So there we go. We have that down. So now I can see it on both cameras, my camera and my monitor. So here's our card. I've made it out of the Storybook Friends paper and out of the Thankful Garden. This is a newer paper than this. But what it is with this card is you can open it up and you see the back side of your DSP to make a cute little card. So this way, if you like both sides of your paper and you don't want to cover it up, this is the card to make. And then with the Thankful Garden, we just open it up and there's the back side of it. So it's really easy to make. They're cute. I did emboss this little spine right here. This one I added ribbon. And then I just did a sentiment here. Put some embellishments on it. I got embellishments on here. There's my third one. I started saying I did a little die cut. You can do all kinds of things with this. Just all kinds. The sky's the limit. That's the kind of cards I like. So let's move these up here. And what I'm going to do is because I cut 2 of these, so I have 2. I'm going to show you how to just emboss just this small piece of this for your card. I have another Storybook Friend one I'm going to do, and I also have, this is another piece of the Thankful Garden. So I have all three of these, but first, let's take this. I'm going to go ahead and fold it. This is cut 5 1/4 by 5 1/2. So what I did was I took a whole sheet of DSP and I cut it, a whole sheet of cardstock. I scored it down 4 1/4 down the whole sheet. And in fact, I'll show you that, how I got my 2 cards and then an extra piece. We can just bring in this, and I'll bring in, black's always good to use. Let's do black. Okay, so make sure you can see this, yeah. So what I did is I bring this down to 4 1/4, move my cutting blade out of the way, and I score this at 4 1/4, okay? So there we have our score line. I'm going to score at the top a little bit. I got lax up there, wasn't pressing as hard. And you have to press kind of hard with this. Then I'm going to move it over to 5 1/4. And I'm going to cut. And then I have this extra piece here that I can use it to cut die cuts, do whatever, cut out to mat something, whatever. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to put it at 5 1/2. Cut it. And therefore I have 2 cards already scored. So I don't get confused with the sizes, because that size, they're so close, because you have it 5 1/4 by, this is 5 1/2 this way. Is that right? See, that's why I said don't get confused. Yep, 5 1/4 by 5 1/2. And that way you notice to bend that back, and that's your card. So there you go. That's how I cut mine, so I know that I have them right and not waste any paper. So what I'm going to do with this first is I'm just going to bend this back because I want to see where my score line is, okay? And I used, for this, I just used this little embossing folder because it gives me enough of a embossed look. It's small and easy to run through the and it doesn't matter if I put it this way or that way, it's the same look either way. But I do want to make sure that this little black line here, that's always the line for the top. That's the one that's going to give you the embossed look at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this in here. And I'm going to put that kind of at that embossed line. See that right there? And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it in a minute. I'm going to bring in my, oh, I left it sit over here. I got it all ready to bring over. And then I leave it sit there. That's kind of a crazy person that I am. So we've got this in here. I'm going to lift that, well, I don't know, it doesn't look bad on screen. I'm going to take the plates out. I'm going to remove this number 2 plate, since we're using an embossing folder. It's not a 3D one. So I just remove that plate, put my bottom plate back on. I'm going to take this, okay, I opened it up because I want this right. I want my my score line. I want it right at the crease, you know. I want the end of this at the right at my score line. I'm putting it in sideways, you see, and it just fits, okay? The bigger ones you can't do this with. And because this is open and this is open, there won't be any air to get in there to hurt it. So I'm just going to pass this through. Ooh, I knew we'd hear that big boom because of that straight line across there. So let's move this out of the way. I don't really want it on my foot. I don't want to step on it. I don't want to put it on my foot, so I moved it. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, take this out of here, bring this out, and then when I fold that back over, I have a nice embossed image, okay? So I turn that over on its back so I can give that a nice little score again to hold that down, okay? So we're done with all of this. I'll bring my number 2 plate, always put it back where it goes so that I'm not looking for it here in a little bit, thinking that I want it back. So I have that one scored. That's going to go with this paper. I have this black, and I've just got it scored right here. I'm just going to fold this one and do that, and I don't know why I have 2 different pieces of paper. Probably because I was going to cut a piece off of this and I didn't do it yet, so let's just cut a 1/2 inch. Looks good to me. That was my afterthought last night, and I didn't, well, that's because I cut that one. Oh my gosh, I'm so crazy. So we have that is going to be for that card. This goes with that one. And then I have my Storybook Friends. And we will fold that card also. And I'm not going to emboss these 2. One of them I think I'll do the ribbon. And then one of them I might do a little something different. You can do whatever you want to the little spine of these. It's not going to hurt. Your imagination is the best to do things with. And I am going to cut one more small piece out. There we go. That's going to go over here. All right. So here we go. We have all of these. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add this to our card. Now what I did, this is cut 5 1/4 by 4, just like if we was cutting a map for a regular card. This is now 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it's a regular size card, okay? This is 5 1/4 by 4, so it'll leave a border around here. Same with this. And the same with this one, okay? And I think I might put my vegetables out on this one. Let me see if I want to do that. No, I want to do the other side. Okay. Such decisions I have to make. Drives me crazy. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this one this way. I'm going to put glue. And I want to kind of just guesstimate where this mat is going to begin and end, and I'm going to add some glue down the line. Now you could use a tape runner or whatever, but make sure you have that even. Lay it down and bring this over, and I brought it over too far, didn't I? The glue, but you can just wipe it off, and then you can take a glue eraser. I have to remember on the next one not to do that. That's the first one I've done that one on. That's okay. They make glue erasers for a reason, and this is it. So, good as new. Good as new. So there we go. We have that for that card. Okay. Now we are going to do the same thing here. But what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to move my glue over, not as close to that spine. And there we go. I love black, but it's so hard to see sometimes. So I think that's what I want. Right there. And I'm going to bring that over, and I'm going to do the same here. Then I'll see if I got glue all over it. And I do not. So that's good. So there is that one. I'm going to crease this one again. 40B. And then we're going to do this one the same way, okay? So you get the gist of this. You're going to not put it all the way down to the end. But you want it to hold this DSP down. So you need to bring it all the way over to this far end out here, but not to the score line there, because you're going to have to put this in here. Bring that over. And you have your card glued there. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the inside pieces in. So to do that, we'll use white on this one. To do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue on my white piece, okay? You've seen me do this thing right here several times, especially lately. I'm going to put this into my card so I know that it won't be seen when I close my card. So I have my card closed. And I open it, and there's my piece, okay? And we'll go ahead and we'll put this in here. Hope I got that the right size since I didn't just measure, and I know I didn't. I knew that. That's why I have scissors, right? Where's my little scissors? Right there they are. So I can just take these and... There we go. All is new. So we have that. We're going to put white inside this one. So let's take this and do white. Therefore, I'm going to lay this one down here. I'm going to bring that over. And there we go. And then we have this one, and we have a piece of basic beige for it. Just making sure I can cut this down. These are cut 5 by 3 3/4. Since this piece is 5 1/4 by 4, because I do want it to fit on the inside measurements there. And then just fold that. Okay, now we're going to decorate. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to use, in fact, on these two, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do, it's the birthday wishes. I already have that on a block. And I'm going to use garden green on both of them. So I might, I think that's, yep, I got garden green. I started saying, I better make sure I got garden green out. So I'm just going to make sure I have that on the right side. Stamp. Do the same thing here. Stamp. There we go. On this one, I am going to take this, and I'm going to take Early Espresso, and I think I am going to do, got a couple stamp sets out here, and I think I'm going to do, I might get a bigger piece and do, let me get a little bigger piece of that. I have scraps of all sizes, which is a good thing. And I found one I can use. You don't need it to be that small. Let's just get a block. This says, "Thank you for everything." And let's use Early Espresso. I like that with those cottages. We're going to put that right here. Thank you for everything. I like the two mixed fonts together. This is out of the Beautiful Motifs. I will be using this in my next in-person class, which is the 17th and 18th. I have in-person classes here at my house. So if you live nearby and you would be interested in that, all you have to do is let me know, and we will take care of that. So I'm also going to have to trim this one down. I'm not used to using 3 3/4 inch paper. I tend to go more 5 1/4 by 4. So anyway, whoa. So I'm just going to ink that up. Put that on the inside. Brings my little cottages inside. This one I can bring my flowers to the inside. There we go. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just glue these in right like this. And what I used here, and they are on Last Chance, I just found out, is the round we go dies. This one fits perfect for that's the main circle I use out of Stylish Shape. It's the 4th from the littlest one. But round we go. Here's the stamp sets that match it, which has got some good sayings. But these are on Last Chance, and if you buy them not as a bundle, buy them separately because they're all both discounted, you will get a better price that way. This one, I'm going to go ahead and just glue down. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in just a second. So let's glue that down. Let's glue this one in. Moving right along. Making 3 cards. I hope you like them. Do put a comment in the comments. I would love to know where you're watching from, or where you're from. Be the same place where you're watching from, right? So I'm going to put this right here because I want it to be seen over on my little spine thing right here. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to use, and I had them out, and I think I moved them somewhere else, like always. I tell you what, I use a lot of dimensionals. I'm crazy for dimensionals. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to glue that down, or put that down with my dimensionals, not glue it down. We will embellish that in just a second. I'm bringing this one in. I am going to use this. It's vanilla and black checked. This is also on the last chance list. It's like on sale for $5.60 for a roll of it. So I'm going to be buying me some extra rolls because I love this ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to bring it up and tie a knot, okay? Just something simple. And I'm going to tie it more towards the top than in the middle. I got one end a lot longer than the other, didn't I? That's why I have to buy more ribbon, because I tend to make sure I have a lot of ribbon. So I'm just going to pull that, trim it. So there is for that card. Isn't that cute? So we're going to take this black with the green, and we are going to, actually I think I'm going to put this one right in the center, and I'm going to use my dimensionals. We're just changing things up a little bit. That's the fun part about these cards, and why I wanted to make a few is so that you can see you don't have to make everything alike. You know, that way it keeps it nice and fresh for you as you're doing them. So let's just take this and just stick it right here. Okay, back to embellishing that in a second. What we're going to take with this, we're going to take this little guy and we're going to put him on dimensionals now. Oops. And I want him to stand up, so I'm going to put a few. Okay, so let's pull the backings off, and we are just going to stick him right here in the center. Isn't he cute? And then let me take and make this a little bit, and I left this bare. I'm not putting ribbon on it or anything. I'm going to bring this over, and then I'm going to put dimensionals on it again. So what I'm going to do is put them, and pull the backing off of that one at the same time. So let's go ahead and put this right here in this, right below the center mark actually. Then I'm going to take this, cut it even here, angle it here, and I think I'm going to stick that right. And I'm hoping maybe I'm going to have to come down here with it. Let me see. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and that'll help it, is I'm going to make a little angle on that. And put it right. I'm going to re-angle this one. Take some of that angle off. I'm going to put it right there. So I'm going to glue this down. I'm not going to pop it because I've got the other two things popped. So I'm just going to stick that in under there and that there. So we have that. So now we are going to decorate. Put a little bit of dimensionals here and there. We'll start with this one right here. As soon as I can get these out, I'm using the little adhesive back textured dots, and I think they're on Last Chance also. Everything seems to be on Last Chance, right? But I'm going to use my Last Chance stuff up, or try to. So I'm going to use these bigger ones, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put 3 right here on this little spine. That's what I call it, a little spine. If I can get this, there we go. So I'm going to put 3 of those on here. And then I'm going to take the 2 of the small ones, and I'm going to put them right here. So that is that card. And we'll see, adding embellishments just adds so much more to it. And we have to really like it. You know, it really just adds a lot to your cards, just to add a few embellishments. That will go straight through the mail. There's nothing you have to worry about that it won't. This one we will use, I think I'm going to use black dots on it. Because I can, if I can find them. Because I have some. And so I thought. I just didn't get in the right spot for them. I'm going to take these black dots right here. I have black ones and white ones here, and a basic beige. So let's take these, and I think we're going to put them right here. 2 of them there. And then we'll put 1 up there. So there we go with that. Once we got the ribbon, we added just a couple dots. So we have that one. And then we're going to bring this one in. And with this one, I think I have them. Right here. And what I was using with that, because these are going out, they have garden green, which is that, and that's what I'm going to use here. Gotta hold that upside down. That drives me crazy. I want it right side up. There we go. So I'm going to put 2 there. And 3. And then I'm going to put 2 little ones on this one. Going to put 2 little ones. And there we go. So we just made 3 cards in, oh, I don't even know how long I've been, maybe 20 minutes or so, I think. Card-wise, I don't know how long I've been on, but I talked a lot before. So can't count that as card making time. So here's my 5 cards all together that I made. I made 3 birthday cards. I made 4 birthday cards. I thought I made a thinking of, oh, that's on another thing I did. So, these 3 are Thankful Garden paper, and these 2 are the Storybook Friends paper. You can use any DSP that you have. All you need really is a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece. And then if you want a little piece for the inside, you know. That way we're going to see both sides of our paper. And on here, you're not going to see much of the embossed side here, but it's there. Same with that one. Those are both embossed. These 2 have ribbon. That one is just plain with a little bit of embellishments on it. The Storybook Friends has tons of die cuts. The paper does. So you can put all kinds of die cuts and stuff on them if you want. There's a lot of neat paper in that paper pack to use. So with that being said, we have them all done. I hope you enjoyed them. Remember that on Tuesdays that I am on Facebook at 10 o'clock on my Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP. On my Facebook page, Stamp Crazy by Rita Holmes. And hopefully, right after I do that video, then I can come on and do my video on YouTube. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to see how this works out to do that so I can set that up at a time. It will be a live video, so if your notifications are set on, if you subscribe to my channel, you will see when I go live so that you can watch those on there live if you want to. Just wanted to tell you all that. Those are a little bit more detailed cards. I already know the card I'm going to do. It's going to be a fun fold, and I think it'll be fun. I didn't mean that to be kind of crazy, but it's going to be a fun fold. It's not one I've done before, so that's a good thing. So you'll see something really new. It's not just spruced up with different paper or whatever from what I've done before. So I hope you can join me then, either on Facebook at 10 o'clock, or I will be hopefully live on YouTube around 11 o'clock. So that's all I've got for you tonight. I hope you can be creative at some time this weekend. And just be blessed and take care of yourself and have a good weekend. Thanks, everyone. Bye.